Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and you had a wonderful weekend and you're ready to start your week with me, Muhammad Doom and Shazad Khan. Assalamu alaikum Shazad, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm absolutely perfect, and we do hope and pray that everybody out there is perfect too. What about you, Maha? How was your weekend, and what did you do? You were not around, right?
No, I was traveling around again, and as you know, I've started my campaign of what the external and other media outlets don't show you. So I've been traveling around. I got some more photos which I'll be sharing on social media.
So the new places you went to?
There are, but it's a surprise. But I was actually in another city this weekend. But I don't know, I missed Islamabad. I like the peace and I like my home. And I don't know, it was good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was fine. I was working over the weekend, and majority of the people from the Twin Cities, they even showed up to the show, which I said on Friday that I'll be hosting. My bad that I said that it's going to be in PNCA, which it wasn't. It was in Lok Versa, but even then, quite a lot of people came over there, and we had a blast. And it was good to see people from other cultures. And when they have these different norms and they have these different types of behaviors, and you get to know them, and then you know that the world out there is beautiful.
Absolutely, that's wonderful.
So that's what it is. But now I think we need to get started with our top stories for this hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's check. What do we have today?
Let's start the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So, Japanese Deputy Prime Minister lauds Pakistan's steady economic growth, saying that Japanese as well as the international investors are becoming attracted by this economic expansion.
All right. So, moving on, the next headline, ladies and gentlemen, Army Chief says peace in Karachi is vital for stability in the country. General Bajwa lauds a role of Pakistan Army and Rangers.
Excellent. And the Minister of State for Information, Mariam Aurangzeb, has said the government believes in freedom of expression and it will ensure such right in the country at every level. Oh, I really like this lady every time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on towards sports, Pakistan cricket team hold practice sessions in Dominica ahead of the third and final test against West Indies. I hope that, these practice sessions turn out to be very great for us, because practice makes a man perfect, and so does our team. Well, our team is perfect, in fact. So these are the top stories for this hour. Time now to move on towards the public service message, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the public service message.
Right, so the public service message is because I was in another city and it was so hot, and you need to look after yourselves because the temperature is rising. So it's all about hydration. Keep a bottle of water with you, keep it in the cars. You can even freeze some. So there's people working on the sides of the roads. So that's something that one can do. So that is our public service message.
Exactly. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, please be very careful, because what happens is that usually when we are driving or we are commuting to another place, what we do is that we are habitual of buying water bottles, mineral water bottles, and then we keep them in our car.
Yes.
Now, for instance, while we are driving, obviously, the air conditioning is on, since we are blessed people, alhamdulillah. So what we do is that we do not tend to bother. When we leave the car, the water's still inside the car. Now, all the heat, obviously, because it's very hot these days in the daytime, what happens is the water gets hot. It's not just that the water is getting hot, but there are a few chemical reactions because of that heat and the sun rays. Please make sure that you do not drink that water. That can cause you quite a lot of diseases.
Exactly. So that is our public service message today. And now we're going to get started with the show. So Shazad, we got a very interesting show and something that is in our lives, everyone's lives.
Exactly. And it's not that it is in our lives today. It has always been there since we are social animals. So, we do love to communicate. But I think in the 18th century, very sorry for that, but in the 18th century, what happened was, or the 17th century, or since the world is there, we have always been talking to each other. Then what happened eventually, when people found out that there are other places to live on the globe, people started to move out as well. But then the communication gap was there. Now to fill in those communication gaps, obviously now in today's life, we do have these telecommunication companies who help us to connect to each other. We have got Skype, we have got, other platforms where, we know that, we can even call somebody up, we can express, they can realize what emotional pain we are going through, if there is one.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're going to discuss how these things are impacting our lives, what is the situation, and what is happening right now, and how are all these, this investment and progression and growth in Pakistan, how will it affect our lives, and how it's going to make it better or not better?
Exactly. And other than that, since we are a nation comprising of 60 or more than that percentage of youngsters as well, so what happens is most of the time we do have we do see other TV channels as well, or even on our channel, we do debate about it, that the impact it is going to have on our future generations and the
Exactly.
generation which is going through this phase of life as well. So
Exactly.
let's see what will be the impacts, and can there be anything which we think is positive or not.
Exactly. So to discuss all of these issues and to talk about what's happening in the IT world, we have been joined by Zile Huma. She is an expert in client relations and she's also a former customer experience manager. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
And before you do another introduction, for all those people who can see me on television, I'm live. Do not text me on my cell phone right now.
Yeah, you're always getting phone calls and messages. But anyway, besides Zile Huma, we've been joined by Syed Salman Ali. He is the country head of a US-based IT company. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Besides Syed Salman Ali, we've been joined by Muddassar Syed Khan. He is a digital marketing expert. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, to get started, since we are talking about telecommunication, let's talk about the state of telecommunication and the services being provided by all the service providers in comparison with the external world.
Thank you very much.
Huge question.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me over to your show. It's a pleasure to be here. As you can see, the telecom world is very much competitive and every day is expanding.
Yes.
Since I'm here in Pakistan, I can see a lot of competition and a lot of good services compared to any other country. My previous experience, I've seen and been to UAE. I can see here, like, there are a lot of facilities and a lot of benefits available in terms of telecommunication industry and services compared to any other country. In Pakistan, like, they're blessed with social media, they're blessed with many service providers, and the most important thing, and which is very much fascinating to me, like WhatsApp calls and Viber, it's all free here, IMO. Well, abroad we are restricted, we don't have this facility.
Not abroad, only in Dubai, I think.
Sorry, yes. So this is the good advantage, and for youngsters, especially those who are still studying and not working, they can benefit these services more. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Excellent. So now, moving on to all these, compared to the rest of the world, where are we? Because Salman, tell us, you're working with a US-based company. So what's happening?
Things are happening wonderfully. I would say that we are not lagging behind in any field. As far as the telecom sector is concerned, we have made a lot of progress. You would have seen that within the last 5 years or so, we have had phenomenal growth in the telecom sector.
So
and
tell us
people
how,
have-
let's be more specific rather than generic. So what kind of growth have we seen in the last 5
A
years?
number of cell phones people have started using. The communication has become very easy. The internet access is now to the lower end of this sectors. They are using it. They are using Facebook. They are using WhatsApp. They are using Viber, IMO, all of these things. And moreover, what is happening is that the psyche of the people is changing. Now, I see that more people are using e-commerce websites. Women are using it. They are more comfortable it, and the trends are changing. Initially, people were reluctant to use that. They were not reluctant. They were reluctant to use the credit card. But now we have found another way of doing it. We pay as we get it. So things are changing in Pakistan, and I think for the betterment.
Okay, excellent. So, Muddassar, I want to ask you this. Pakistan is on par in regards to the telecoms and whatnot, and the services and social media. But how can the youth now tap into this? Because, as Salman's just mentioned, there is a change in thoughts and approach to this. So, what is happening with the youth? How can they use it?
Right. Actually, because of the advent of this digital economy, new careers have developed. For example, there are many new fields that have emerged. Digital marketing is one of them. And apart from that, digital video production and graphic designing, all of these fields have evolved. So now what people can do is that they can use internet to build their careers. Just to give you a little example, for example, somebody sitting in London or New York, they may need to hire a graphic designer or maybe an accountant for that purpose. And what they can do is that they can go online, they can go to upwork.com, and there are many other websites. They can post their requirements there, and then somebody from Pakistan or India or all of these countries, they can apply for that work and that project. So freelancing has evolved a lot, and people are now benefiting from it. And so people can develop digital skills, and they can learn how to use their conventional skills, and how can you use the power of internet to get new work, get new projects. So in this way, you will not be a burden on Pakistan's economy in a way that you will not be filling up a job position here, but you will be bringing in foreign exchange to Pakistan as well, and so many of such things
Well,
can be
I'm
done.
not really sure whether taxes are being deducted from that income or not, but I don't think that there's anything to do with taxes in IT industry. I think.
I think
because
when
there's this.
yes,
Yeah, there's this thing that they give you this leverage that, for example, if
Exactly.
you're working for information technology, you do not really have to pay taxes over here in Pakistan. Is that it?
yes, that's true. You get tax exemption if you work online, and if you get paid from abroad. So
Okay.
Okay, that's
excellent.
great. Now, before we dig into the achievements we have made in the IT industry, there's one more thing which I want to ask, and that is that since you have been an expert, right, within the telecommunication industry, now what I want to ask is, and you've got this global experience, which you would obviously love to share with us, for all of those fares and charges and all of these policies the telecommunication services have over here, are we at par with the international market, or do you think that we are doing better than them?
We're doing better than them.
Wow, thank you very much.
No,
for
okay.
that.
Now, how? And we need to know why, because people won't believe that if we say that. So tell us.
Thank you, Maha. See, there are a lot of service providers. There's not only one or two.
Okay.
So people have choice. They can choose any service provider or any telecom, service provider they want.
Okay.
So there's no such kind of restriction. And there's always a choice. There's always good package available. There's always, as I mentioned earlier, the
Good
free call
package.
services there's no restriction. So I see Pakistan telecom industry doing much better and a lot more healthy competition.
And
Okay,
I've got
excellent.
experience I've had as well. The packages are so good that my nephew these days is not even sleeping at
Yes.
night.
You get confused, to be honest, which one to go for.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're so economical.
Okay. Now we've seen some advancements and progress that we made in like 2016. So can anyone highlight, what it was specifically that is something that the viewers need to be aware of technologically, the advancements that we've made?
Well, social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the advantage I see for consumer, like they can do a lot. They can work from home. They can earn from home, especially women, mothers, nursing women. But unfortunately, Maha, I would like to highlight here that e-commerce industry, or there are restrictions in Pakistan.
Right.
PayPal, Amazon, they are not allowed. So if government they open these kind of portals, a lot of work opportunities can be obtained and
Okay.
enhanced.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to move.
Yes.
That's where I wanted to dig in as well. Now, what happens is that whenever we talk about social media, the only thing which comes up to your head is probably being logged into Facebook, Twitter, or
You can
Instagram,
do a
making
lot.
new friends, texting somebody, or stalking someone. Let's be honest over here. Do you think that there are some amazing usages of
So
social
many,
media?
So many.
Wow.
Working from
Let's
home.
talk about that.
Shopify, you can see on Facebook. YouTube, you can create your own video where you don't need to show your face, but you just, if you have a good voice, you can do a video about anything and
Thank
you can
you.
earn money. I mean, such kind of information needs to be shared to common masses and make them aware that we can do a lot.
Look, how can we make money from social media? I mean, I just do not get it. We see these adverts on social media as well, or paise kamaye ghar baithe baithe, earn money while you're sitting at home as well. How does that all happen? Because nobody's telling you what the basic drill
They
is.
just say you can do it, but
Yeah.
they don't tell you how.
No, there are lots that you can do actually. And the thing that I was talking about, and I would like to second Maha, that nowadays the timing is becoming very flexible. Now you can work from home, you can work from because the internet access is available and the speed is really good. So that is one of the major hurdles that Pakistan used to have, and now that is nearly gone. So now you can start working from home, and what you can do is that you can make small applications. If you want to do, if you have some technical skills, like you're a graphic designer, or you are good at making videos, or you can do voiceover, you can create your own story, you can write a story, you can publish it, you can do storyboarding for other companies, you can do some branding activities. So
But how do you earn with these activities?
Exactly.
That's what the
So
point
let me
is.
move on to Muddassar. How do we tap into that? Because we know that we can do all of these things, but how does one actually start and then?
Because I've been uploading
Start
my
making the
vlogs
bucks.
and I've got like amazing views as well, but I haven't been paid a single penny by it.
right. Okay. So
You didn't
there are
allow
two-
probably any ad.
So there are two sides of it. Number one, you must have seen some advertisements even
Yes.
in newspapers and on internet that
Yes.
you can make money online and just click here and sign up with us and pay us 5,000 rupees, and then we're going to teach you how you can do that. So most of them are what
Scams.
I've observed. Yes, they are scam, and what they do is that they tell you a way which is actually not allowed. They ask you to click on different ads and all that, so which is not a sustainable way of earning money, and most of the times you get caught up. Now coming back to your point.
Stop over here. How do we get caught up?
Okay, great. So actually what happens is that they use third-party advertising networks,
Yeah.
which share their advertising revenue with you. But what you do is that you yourself try to click on those ads. And then later on they find out that all of the clicks are coming from a single IP address or maybe from a single computer, and then you get blocked by that network, and you
Or
get
your
caught
page
up.
gets
and you
deleted.
don't get paid by
Okay.
them, you see.
Okay,
So
so-
now coming back to your YouTube thing, recently YouTube has allowed Pakistanis to generate revenue from their YouTube videos. So if you have an AdSense account, that is a Google AdSense account, so that allows publishers to make money from their content, right? So if you have an AdSense account already and you have a YouTube channel, you can link up those two things and then you can start generating revenue. What happens is that whenever you click on a video, you watch it, you must have seen that some ads show up there, right? So Google shares the revenue of every ad with you. So if somebody clicks on that ad or somebody views that ad, so that revenue is shared with you. So all you need to do is that if you have a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
you can you can get enrolled to Google's AdSense program,
Yeah.
and then you can start making money from your YouTube channel.
All right.
That's
And
very
it is
useful.
it is by per click or per view or what happens?
Both models are there. CPM, there is cost per mille for impressions, and then you can also get revenue from the clicks.
Okay.
Zile, what you say?
Now, yes, Zile, you wanted to add to this.
Yes, as Muddassar was mentioning, it's very useful, and I think we need to make people aware that it's available in Pakistan, and women or men or kids and youngsters, they can do a lot
Okay.
from this. And there's not need of specifically a language barrier, like you have to talk in English or you have to be in specific language. You can always, if the content is for Pakistanis, so you can always subscribe or describe in Urdu. And I have seen such kind of videos, and if you allow ad, you can make a lot more, much more
Okay.
money. And again, people awareness is very important.
So this is what I want to highlight now. So what Muddassar and what Salman have, and you've all highlighted, is people who are kind of more technologically in tune and are aware, maybe they've had formal training or studying in it. But now let's talk about the people who haven't, which is a lot of people within Pakistan. A lot of that demographic fit into not having formal education. They're just working things out. And then you have the housewives as well here. What is the usage of, how are the women when you were working in UAE, how are they utilizing it to their advantage, and how can the women of Pakistan start using this technological platform?
Well, back in UAE, women are like much more advanced and qualified, and they know how to use this platform and IT services. They are well trained.
Why? Why are they like that?
Even from their mobile, they can make a video and
Okay.
upload it to their YouTube channel.
Okay.
And that's
And
very
their
easy.
parents won't
But
say anything
again,
to
I
them.
would come
But no,
to
tell me,
same
but
point.
why are they having more? Why are they more
Because
technologically
they are
advanced?
exposed
Okay.
to IT and such kind of services,
Right.
and they watch this kind of stuff. Once you are a working woman, so you always want to explore and learn new things.
Okay.
Here, unfortunately, in our country, like women or especially youngsters or common masses are not very well aware of IT infrastructure or programs. So we need to create an awareness, tell people through different programs, like your program is, mashallah, very informative, and it can help a lot of people. We are talking about a very useful topic today, so they can learn about YouTube and how to utilize and how to earn money, and how sitting at home you can just generate sufficient income.
Okay.
So
Amazing.
again, awareness is very important. Unless and until you won't talk and tell people, they won't be knowing what it is and how it does it work.
Exactly, and that's why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. But other than that, obviously, we do need to go for a short break. But when you guys are going to come back, what we'll do is we'll talk about all of those things which might be trending within 2017, so you can probably focus on those items or things which are related to the IT industry and earn more money.
And also the customer relations aspect of it all. So let's go for a short break, and when you come back, we'll continue our conversation.
Good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning alongside Maham Makhtoom and Shazad Khan. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the telecommunication and its impact on the youngsters. Well, not just youngsters.
Everyone.
Even, you know, we want to be inclusive and we love to be inclusive as well. But other than that, you know, when we talk about telecommunication, telecommunication is not just having a SIM in your cell phone, it's social media, it's each and every type of communication module or model which is available in today's age and life. And before going towards the break, we wanted to discuss the trends which will be fostering in 2017 as well. So let's get started about the trends so that you people can focus more on those trends if you are related to the industry.
All right. Again, social media, I see Facebook and YouTube, fostering a lot in Pakistan, and people will be more aware. And yes, they are going to do much better in this thing.
So you're focusing on the social media
Social
platforms.
media. I mean, a lot more can be done, Maha. Not every woman
So
can go out of the house and work in office.
Okay.
Or maybe she has some restrictions and family responsibilities.
Okay.
So if we create again awareness into our common masses, a lot more can be done.
Excellent.
Wow.
What about you?
Well, I would consider three main trends. First of all, I think that online shopping is going to improve. Secondly, career development side. People can learn and people can do jobs.
Okay.
Flexible market trends. And thirdly, what you call it, that they can do small jobs. Like cottage industry is going to be important from the aspect that people can start working at home and then start learning. But again, they have to be educated. Like no one just simply can come start and doing it. They have to have some basic education.
Okay, very nice. What about you?
Yes, right. One of the main things that are coming up is like mobile application development. So many people are learning that. So because the future is of mobile, and everybody is most of us even we use internet or mobile devices, right? So mobile application development, then user experience. This is very hot these days. So you need to have websites and mobile apps and all those things that are good for this device. And for Pakistan, I would like to say that local content is something that is very much missing here. Like she talked about as well, like in Pakistan, we do not have, not everyone can read English, right? So, but everyone has a mobile device, everyone has a 3G package and everything. So they need to have access to some local content in Urdu and all these languages. So if you can develop something in local languages, it can even be in languages other than Urdu, maybe Punjabi, Pashto, Sindhi and all that. You can make a lot of money.
And we know that the farmers have that access as well because the government have made that application so they can do all their crops. So, you know, slowly, but there is a huge market for it, like you said.
And there's just one more thing which I wanted to add on to what you guys were saying, since Maha didn't give me an opportunity to say about the trends which will be fostering in 2017. So, ladies and gentlemen, and research says that by 2020, $20 billion will be within the market, and that's obviously within the application development industry as well. But other than that, a newer trend which I found out is that Facebook is actually going to pay you guys for the videos and the content that you are going to upload, which our panelists unfortunately missed out on. And I know it because of the fact that one of my friends was chosen to be the very first Pakistani. His name is Waqar Zaka. He's been on our show, and he has been paid by Facebook by now, and he's all cool with it. So all those people who've been making videos on Facebook, please make sure that you go through the right channel, because there are quite a lot of settings which you need to do within your own account so that you can probably get all of that money which you wanted.
Exactly, and it's good that I made my point about the farmers before you did, otherwise it wouldn't be relevant now. So anyway, so let's move on. So now let's talk about the customer service aspect, because with this telecommunications industry, the customer service is one of the most important things, because like we've all highlighted, not everyone we know how to use it socially. Not everyone has the technological in-depth career drive for it. Now, how important, what is the level of the customer service within the Pakistan IT industry?
I'm quite impressed.
Are you?
So, yes.
I have, okay, I'm going to let you talk first. Okay, continue. Yes. That's
quite
good.
Impressed. Yes, I'm quite impressed. They're very professional.
Okay. In what capacity?
They're good in their communication skills.
Okay.
And they deal in a very short span of time on a very professional level, and they resolve your query. I have interacted with few of the contact centers, and yes, they did quite well.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, customer services overall, I'm talking about telecom industry, not overall like any other industry. So yeah, it was quite satisfactory, so I'm quite happy.
Okay.
No, the only thing which I which bothers me is that since we're talking about customer service, obviously customer
I have a
service
story.
obviously customer service is not just walking into their office and there's somebody to treat you with a smiling face. That's not how it is. For all those telecommunication companies who actually obviously we have been paying you for years now, and we do it every month. Please have some courtesy. For example, if you call their helpline, first of all, this call will be charged for this much amount, and then you have to wait or probably hold on the phone for like 5 to 10 minutes till the time that the CSR is going to pick up the phone. Please have some sense. Don't do this to people.
Yeah, no, I've just been...
Particularly you, Shehzad.
No, I know. I've been having fights with my mobile company for the last 5 weeks. They've not dealt with my complaint for 5 weeks.
Oh.
And
And then
I have to keep calling them. Now tell us. So, yes.
No, but before we ask, there's so much segregation going on. So since you're paying the bills on time or probably in
Exactly.
advance, so what happens is that you get to be the gold member. Okay, now this is what the experience at hand is. They've given you a separate helpline. You call them, they pick up at once. If you call from somebody else's helpline because your SIM's not working, you still have to wait for 10 more minutes. Wow.
Then luckily, I never faced such kind of issues since last 1 month.
Okay.
Because your name's there, Zile, Huma. Zile, let's talk.
Yeah, exactly. No, so what about the rest of us poor people who have to go through that? Salman, tell us. What is the situation and how
No,
can we
the
improve
situation is not that gloomy that you guys have pictured.
it? It is. Oh my God.
No.
So
Okay, let's
I-
try it. Do you want to try it right now?
No,
After the show, we're going to record this. We'll put it on our social media.
Probably Shehzad, they know you. So
Well, I don't know.
No, I think they are improving. I think they are improving, and not only the telecom sector. Look at all the other helplines, all the others places that they serve you. You order a pizza, they just pick up the phone right away, and then the service. And these things are improving. Like this is improving, but definitely there is some certain areas in the telecom sector because of the huge load that they have, that they make you wait some time. But then obviously there are pros and cons of everything. So obviously this is improving, but I would not say this is the right time or the best what service they are providing. But if you go to other countries, and you might have obviously been there, the same situation is there. If
No,
you
no,
go
no,
to
no,
America,
absolutely.
you call them and you have to wait for 5 or 10
Absolutely,
minutes. I've
listen,
seen this.
over there, no, but that's the thing. I've been through this in multiple countries. I've fought with a mobile network provider. But the thing is, there's accountability, and there's also ways to make sure that if your complaint or your issue hasn't been dealt with, you can actually get something done. And there is some sort. Over here, I might as well start banging my head against the brick wall because I will
that's
achieve
right.
I
more.
would like to add.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Thank you, Maha. If Muddassar already went to want
No,
to
no,
talk
please.
about it, I can go ahead. Yes. Well, back in UAE, I had been tackled with same issues. Many customers, like if we were unable to provide service at time or resolve their complaint. So what was the best way to reward them, like give them 1 GB data free or add some extra minutes to their package? So that's the way
That makes you feel
how
better,
you
yeah.
say sorry or retain your
But
customer.
they don't say
or
sorry
create
here.
better experience. Now what Shehzad is saying, that all the time, he has to hold the line for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. In telecom industry, and especially, in mobile network, it's very, very common. Sometimes you do get this kind of issues where, you have a network glitch or some other operational issue where system is not working, because I have dealt with so many complaints like
No,
this.
but
So this is,
That's
it's
not what
not
I'm
every
saying.
time.
You know,
No,
if
no,
this
no one
happens
thinks
to
every
you,
time, not every
if
time.
this happens to you because of your service provider, and only when he's actually if your service provider has actually got control of another service provider as well, and that's when your services or the signals tend to go down, you really want to feel nice
Okay,
about
but
it.
that's another thing, though. In any job or anything that you're paying for, or everyone here also, you have a certain responsibility and accountability.
Exactly.
Now, if something goes wrong, we are held accountable
Yes.
for our responsibility. Now, the thing is, within this industry, it feels like you're going into the abyss because, it's like a network. And so, and it's all online. So there's nothing, you can't hold it. You can't go into the office and say, you need to do this for me. There's no reward system type situation going on. Or tell us, because we're here to educate and make
Thank you
awareness.
very
Because
much
people
here.
cannot even make us
Right.
sure about what a glitch is.
Right.
What is a glitch? Now, see, nobody
Yeah.
can say what a glitch is.
We're having
And
network problems.
Half
Could you
of the
tell
time,
us?
even if you go to banks, link is down. Now, how can you even be sure about the other person
Link
is
is
lying to
up
you or
or
is he
not,
saying
or-
the truth?
Okay.
Well, the best way to tackle with such kind of issues, like we have again social media, you can always write or mention your complaint on Twitter. If something goes on social media back in UAE, it has to be resolved within 24
Oh,
hours.
wow, okay.
Otherwise, your competitor or your reputation will go down. And again, I'm surprised that such kind of issues exist there. Here, back in UAE, yes, there's always customer reward system, and now I'm been lucky to work for leading telecom companies over there. And yes, this is the way how you retain customer, by rewarding them.
Okay.
And tackling-
Rewarding us, guys.
And please make sure that when you cook something, please do not tag Gordon Ramsay, because he's probably going after everybody these days as well.
So yeah, that's how you create customer experience, a better and reliable customer experience, and you get loyal customers. So again, in this thing, I feel HR, Human Resource Department, plays a very vital role, and which needs to be very active in Pakistan telecom industry. I have visited few of the offices, Shahzad, and I really don't want to make any negative comment, but I felt like HR was quite slow over there in terms of employee health, benefits, overall office look. This is their duty, to create this kind of awareness or organizational structure. I mean, they can do a lot of potential.
There's one more thing which I want to ask, and I think that you can even recommend it to all the service providers over here, since you have got your experience from UAE. Now over there, language barrier, obviously, and because of the fact that there's so many people from so many other origins traveling to Dubai or the Gulf states as well. And because I still remember, whenever you go to Dubai and if there's something wrong, you cannot understand that. And then obviously there's one in English as well. For example, if somebody is from Bangladesh, cannot understand Urdu, English, how do you guys deal with that situation?
They have Bengali IVR, they have Malayalam, they have different languages. It's not gone are the days when you had only English and Arabic and Urdu. No, but there are two telecom providers basically, and they provide all kind of services and different IVRs for Bengalis, for Indians, for Pakistanis in Urdu, English, Arabic. Mostly people, they try to speak in English over there, or Hindi or Urdu. So it's very convenient. They're not restricted. There's no barrier.
If I can just add to this, I think there is an advantage that these telecom communication companies are taking. And that advantage is that there's a concept which is called leaky bucket. You people are coming in and the bucket is leaking, so more customers are going off. So that is the concept. This is not happening with the telecom industry. People are like more loyal to the service provider that they are having.
Absolutely.
It takes them time and effort to change the.
Yes.
So even if you are getting bugged and if you are getting really irritated, but you will not easily change that customer or your service provider.
Because I
but
think
this is what they are actually. I don't want to say the word, but this is what they are cashing, or this is what they are.
Yes, I know. There's no consequence for them not providing the service, and this is why I'm going to leave my network. I am leaving.
There's one more thing. The only reason why I am very loyal to my service provider is because I've used their services for over more than a decade, and I think
that is what is
when
happening.
I'm going to get older, 50, 60, 70 years old, they're going to probably award me with a crore rupee that you have been our most loyal customer.
And your number is your identity, your mobile number. You don't want to change. I don't know whether this service
I'm taking my
is
number
or
with
not.
me.
Oh, great. Whether you can switch the career.
Okay.
You retain the same number and you can use the other service
It's just
provider.
like LinkedIn.
Okay, so now let's, because we are running short of time, and we wanted to actually talk about the actual, the social and cultural impact of all this growth. Obviously, I don't want to paint such a bleak picture, but we all are very aware, and we all are also kind of. Okay, I want to start with you, Salman. Do you think that the kids who are born into the technological era? Because I remember I was 16 or plus when I got my first mobile. Now, do you think that because they're born into this era, that they are more switched on with the ways of how to handle it and incorporate it in their lives? Or do you think that they still need to be taught that, and there needs to be some sort of guidance in regards to using, all these different telecommunication platforms?
Oh, no, this is the question actually. This is
the question.
The thing is that we have had a debate with my wife, and we have my daughter is 10 years old now. So at what time should we give her the cell phones? Her friends are having cell phones. And what are the implications of that? So the question is that I presume and I believe that it's very difficult to not give them the gadget. It's very difficult them to just put them in an area or a vacuum in which no access they don't. It's not possible. If they don't have it at home, they will have it from somewhere else. So I think the only way is to keep an eye on them, to teach them, and to spend time with them. If a parent does not spend time with the kid, and he expects or she expects that they will all of a sudden be very obedient and this is not going to happen. Lectures won't happen. lectures won't affect on them.
Absolutely.
The only thing, if you have to live what you say.
Okay.
If you're living what you're
You
saying,
have to be an
then it's
example.
going to be effective on them. Otherwise, and I'm telling you that there are so many bad things going on. The small poisoning effects on the kids' mind from small television shows, cartoons, social media, Twitter account, and it's very difficult from an IT perspective. I'm telling you, it's very difficult to filter it out everything.
But I think
It's
I
not
do
even
have a
possible.
But
solution.
what are the parental guidance controls on? Like, how good or effective are those?
No, not at all, not at all. I don't think so it's going to be effective. You can keep an eye on them, but it's better to spend time with them
Okay.
and tell them what is right and what is wrong, and then groom them into that aspect so that they know. After 18, you also are going to, you are also grown up, so you have also deterrence. You know, okay, this is wrong, this is right. So for kids, they should know the same thing. It's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy. It's one of the most difficult thing in the parenting side,
Arena.
but it has to be done.
Yeah, but there's one more thing which I would love to say over here, that there are solutions to every problem.
Absolutely.
Okay, problems do not come without solutions. That's the first thing which we need to know. And if you've got kids who are probably asking for a cell phone again and again, make sure that you do not buy them a smartphone. Buy them a very basic phone
The Nokia-
which they can only answer, and just let you know that, okay, Dad, we are here and we are safe and we are fine. Just do that, because kids want a cell phone. They'd never say we want a smartphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
agree
that's
to that.
really
But then obviously to a certain extent, you have to listen to what they are saying, and then you have to make them listen to what you are saying as well.
I think kids these days, they start using smartphone even when they're few months
Babies.
old. They're babies. They start using smartphones. How can you tell them
See
that
a baby
do not
with
go
an
for smartphone?
iPad, and they're like
Exactly, or
watching,
like
and they know how to
parented.
put it
And
on.
then there's one
that's
more
quite-
problem.
yeah.
There's one more problem with that, and that is that parents these days think. For example, if there's a bunch of brothers and sisters and they all got married and they have got kids now, what I have seen, which is prevalent within our society, and let's not close our eyes, let's not hide it away or brush it under the carpet. There is a sense of competition. If somebody else's kids have got an iPad or a tablet, our kid needs to have one as well.
I wanna start
have
with
some
Zile with
sense,
this.
man.
Thank you.
Because you've been in those two worlds.
Yes, Maha, I would like to highlight this thing on a very serious note, that it's not good for kids' health, especially for their eyes. In my times, probably I'm older than all of you here, we used to play with dolls with other kids. Nowadays, if a baby is born, and I have seen, when I was just flying back from Dubai to Pakistan, I've seen right on back seat, there was a lady, and she was holding a daughter, 1-year-old, hardly 1-year-old girl. And she was, throughout flight, she was just playing with a tab, some cartoons and thing. And the mother, she tried to take it away, and the baby cried like anything. Now she's too young, and she's so addicted to it. She won't be, going for anything else, dolls, or if the parents, they want to divert the attention. On health point of view, you can see every other child, if you go to nursery or school, kids are wearing glasses these days. Why? Because parents, they don't give them specific time, they don't sit with them, they don't really take them to parks or play with them, and kids are left on their own. They are most of the time on tabs or computers or iPhones, and nowadays, yes, they want smartphones. I have a friend, she's from India, and her son especially, says, Mummy, if you're buying me a phone, make sure that it's Galaxy Note or Samsung. He mentioned that, and I was listening to that call, and the kid is so young, hardly 4.5 or 5-year-old, and he mentioned so many applications that I want to Google this car and I want to download this application. Make sure the phone is quite expensive, and this is either 64 GB or 128 GB.
Wow.
So Mummy said, Beta, you just want to answer my call and want to talk to me why you need this phone. No, Mama, I want this phone particularly, otherwise don't buy me a phone. Now this is the trend. I'm talking
Wow,
about
this is
kids.
entitled
Why?
child.
Very
Because
contented child.
parents,
Entitled. Yeah.
parents made them aware, and then again the social status, like my kid has this phone or my neighbor is having this tablet, so why not my son or daughter should go for an Apple iPad
Yeah.
or any something very expensive or branded model. So this thing, yes, it has to be controlled and watched by parents.
Now,
Absolutely.
so then that means that, for example, whatever we are discussing right now, it is prevalent. We have seen it with our own eyes.
We're guilty of it ourselves.
And you're sharing these
I mean, I
experiences
am.
as well. Now, that means that for somebody who's actually 6 years old or 8 years old or 10 years old, God forbid, they might not, they do know how to use technology, they do know how to surf over the internet, but they do not know how to make sure that they are secure over the internet. and you know that they have
Exactly.
because
think from a
everybody's
digital
got these
marketing
privacy
perspective, yeah.
issues.
Exactly.
And how do you think that we need to cater to
So,
them as well?
Muddassar, we're
think
going to
Muddassar-
ask you and then.
Right. I think you pointed out a very good point regarding information security. So one of the best ways is to create awareness about information security about all these people. Then apart from that, I think we need to create awareness about how can we use all these platforms, these devices positively. So we do not have very good examples here in our country, like some unicorns in our tech sector or something like that. So if we can create some stories, some personas and some success stories, and we can promote them, and we can create awareness and inspiration for kids, for teens, for youngsters, that in your age, how can you use internet and all of these things for good purposes, for learning, for to watch some good videos that can build some skills, and you know, things like that. So in this way, I think they can spend some time on these platforms for good purposes, and this way you can like minimize the negative use as well.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Pleasure.
It was a pleasure having a
Same here.
conversation.
Thank you
It was
so
really
much.
good to get this conversation. And you know, social media is very it creeps into every aspect of your life. So it's all about structure and creating
Exactly.
boundaries and awareness, as Zile and
Exactly.
Salman and Muddassar have highlighted. But now let's move on to our. Do you want to add anything, Syed?
Yeah, the only thing which I would love to say over here is, Ma, that let's not be pigeons. We all know that social media exists. We all know the benefits of it. We all know the disadvantages of it. Everybody has been saying it over and over again. Just make sure that you play your role. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's move on to our vegetable of the day. It's a vegetable today, not a fruit.
Yeah.
So today it is, Shazad, peas.
Yeah. Mutter.
Mutter. Okay, you want to say the other one. Okay, so it is. So if you're suffering from stomach cancer, this is good to help prevent it,
Yeah, and it's a good source of protein.
and it's good for regulating your blood sugar levels,
It's high in micronutrients.
and it is good in helping your liver function,
It is an immune booster,
and it is high in fiber,
and it's low in calories,
and it is anti-aging.
and it's high in energy.
And that is your vegetable of the day.
Yeah.
I actually had peas last night in my food.
Exactly. So you can
Lots of
probably put
peas.
them in your rice and mince meat.
Yeah.
You can probably
Maybe
put them
risotto
in
type thing.
any of the dishes you want.
Yeah,
So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of,
Well, this morning.
on Twitter,
Well, this morning without a G.
on Daily Motion and YouTube.
Well, this morning.
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at.
11:05 p.m. in the evening tonight.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the conversation. Oh.